Assalamualaikum everyone. So finally the topic latch with audio is now here. So as Basil said, it is latched to me, but somehow it fails to latch with your memory. So here's to take two of latch with audio. So this is gonna be the crash course plus plus for you guys, and let me know if you need another detailed video. So this is just because you have a exam tomorrow. तो अभी जल्दी से करते हैं और देखते हैं कि हम कितना understand करते हैं. So first of all, you need to understand कि what latch is. It's a memory circuit as they latch to previous output value. So if you want latch circuit to latch to something, so you need to have the previous output present. The previous output can be in a set state or a reset state. So set state means that the output pin contains on signal, and a reset state means that the output pin contains a off signal. So in latches, we need to be monitoring another thing, which is that the Q, which is the output, will never be equal to Q bar, which is another output pin, because this is not according to the Boolean law. So if they are ever equal, this means that the latch has entered an invalid state. ठीक है? So these are the 3 points जिसके ऊपर पूरी latches आपकी build है. So looking at the latch circuitry, so looking at the latch circuitry, it is 2 input and 2 output circuit. So let's see, we have 2 types of latches. One is called a NAND gate latch and one is called a NOR gate latch. ठीक है? It's irrespective whatever kind of latch we are dealing with, it will always have 3 states. One is set, reset and a latch state. ठीक है? So this means that if there are 2 inputs, so we need 3 unique combinations to represent these 3 different states, which is set state, reset state and a latch state. So let's start our journey of the latches with a very simple concept. Okay, if we are dealing with a NAND gate latch, so what is the bias of a NAND gate? We know that whenever the NAND gate has an input 0, it will always produce a output 1. So the set, this means that if the input to the set pin is 0, we will immediately get 1 on the output pin, because the output pin needs to be turned on in a set state. So the other combination of R will be 1. So the set state key combination is 0, 1. So if Q is 1, so naturally the Q bar will be 0. Now similarly, if we want the reset the output, so we need to provide 0 on a reset pin. It's like turning on R key input. So just because के R के ऊपर 0 देने से Q bar क्या हो जाएगा? 1 हो जाएगा. Because in circuit diagram, the R is directly connected to Q bar. I will visit to that later. So R, ये Q bar अगर 1 हुआ तो this means कि Q क्या हो गया? 0 हो गया, which is the reset states we want it to be in. So set दूसरा हो जाएगा. So reset के state में we focus on a reset pin, and in a set state we focus on a set pin and we give it the input जो उसका bias होता है, which is 0. ठीक है? अब now to latch on to the previous value, always remember कि latch input be totally opposite to the bias input. So the bias is 0, so this will be 1 and both will be the same inputs, so S and R will become 1. So this means that it will latch to the previous value of Q. So Q will be the same as previous value, meaning अगर वो set था तो it will remain set, अगर वो reset था तो it will remain reset, and the Q bar will be the same previous value of Q bar. ठीक है? So now coming to invalid state. Okay, what is an invalid state in latches? So just because we are dealing with a NAND gate latch, so this means that if both inputs gets the same bias value, so which is 0 input. So if I put 0 here and I put 0 here, so this means that both output will be 1, which is not according to the Boolean law, क्योंकि both NAND gates will try to produce the 1 key output, and as Q bar should not be equal to Q, so this means that this is an invalid state. Now coming to the tip of drawing the latch. So in NAND gate always remember कि किस तरह से drawing काम करती है. So right in front of the set will be your Q. ठीक है? So when the set is 0, this becomes 1. Immediately this will become 1. ठीक है? And right in front of R will be your Q bar. My whiteboard is responding slow now. Okay. So now coming to the NOR gate latch. So the tip of a NOR gate latch is diagonally to S will be your Q and diagonally to the R will be your Q bar. Okay. So let's do with this knowledge the SR NOR gate key latch. So as NOR gate has a bias towards 1, so this means that as soon as single pin is 1, it will immediately produce 0. Okay? So if we give 1 to set state, तो हमारा immediately क्या 0 होगा? Q naught will be 0. So this means कि if Q naught is 0, so आपका Q क्या हो जाएगा? 1 हो जाएगा. So let's see this, कि this will produce 0 on a Q naught, and this means the Q will automatically become 1. So the combination is 1 0. Okay? Now for the reset state, this means that R will be 1 and S will be 0. Okay? So if your R is 1, this means that the Q bar immediately, if R is 1, so this means that Q will immediately become 0, reset, and the Q bar will become 1. So as I said, the latch state will always be opposite to the bias. So इसका bias अगर 1 है तो latch state क्या हो जाएगी? The latch state will be 0 and 0. So this means कि ये अपनी previous input को latch कर देगा. So Q previous and the Q bar P previous. So okay. So the invalid state will be when both inputs have the bias state, which is 1 and 1. So this means that both NOR gates will race to produce 0 at the output, again not obeying the Boolean law. Okay? So finally the latch is complete with a slow responding whiteboard this time. So I will go on making the JK flip-flop, which board is ready. तो हम लोग उसको जल्दी से बनाते हैं और फिर आपको भेजते हैं. Meanwhile you can practice the other topics और ये वाली वीडियो देख लो. ठीक है? Take care. अल्लाह हाफिज़.